Do you like the new me? Put a little bit of makeup on. Fix the hair color because I needed a makeover. Anyway, enough about that. So thanks for tuning in. Appreciate everybody. I'm just getting started with all this, so, you know. Let's hope it goes well. Last session we had, I discussed a little bit about my Songbird. Sorry, I tend to kind of just jump into things, you know. I don't have a lot of extra flowery stuff unless I'm writing my poetry or something. But anyways, last session we discussed a little bit about my Songbird and his disability, being premature and all the difficulties that we went through in the beginning. So whew, it's a lot. It's a lot for me to kind of not force, but push myself into discussing any of this to heal my own self. I want to reach out to people that have been there, have done that, have struggled, have never been there, are scared to have kids because what if something goes wrong and, you know, they have a handicap, disabled, special needs, you know, child. I just want to say, and I just want to tell you that, yes, it was difficult. Yes, you'll get through it. And if you've never had this, but you anticipate it in any way, it's okay. It's okay. You will survive this. Okay? Anyway, I could talk on this subject forever, but I kind of shake with nervousness because who else is out there that has had my situation? I mean, just looking at, I kind of jotted some stuff down, and I mean, come on. My son was premature, totally dependent on my care. Got serration meningitis, which led to hydrocephalic. Oh my gosh, the epilepsy, being blind, being non-comprehensive, non-verbal. Come on, the list goes on. Developmentally delayed. Oof, adrenal deficiency. Man, I'm kind of astonished that I've gotten through this with a heart that's still choosing to live in the rewards versus the agony in the years that we had together that we spent. Yeah, it's tough. It's very tough. I keep looking away because I found some more pictures. I mean, how freaking tiny. That's how tiny he was. Tiny, tiny. Again, he was born premature, about 3.5 months early. Whew, 1 pound, 13 ounces. Look at that. That's hard to tell, huh? Hard to see. And tiny little nugget. Just tiny, tiny, tiny. Tiny little thing. Here's one with me and his dad and him without his brother. His brother wasn't even a thought yet. But that was us. Young, young, young. Look at that. Why did they take the picture? I wasn't smiling yet. Now I'm going to pout. I would just write things on pictures, you know. But oh my gosh, that's me holding him. See the size of his head and his tiny little body? That's, whew, that memory. Wow. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here was another one of me and him. Look at that. Oh my gosh. He's just so tiny, tiny, tiny. So, an older one. He was bigger, a little older there. There's that for the pictures. But, so where I left off was we were going back and forth to the hospital, visiting him because he couldn't leave until he was about 4.5 pounds. We knew we were going to bring him home, but we were alone. I mean, 2 young kids, married. My husband's working all the time. I had no idea what to do. We figured, okay, we gotta, settle in with family and find our own place closer to family. So life can start with this little treasure of ours, Yeah, wow. So the day came and we brought him home. Everybody loved him at the hospital. He was just the sweetest little boy, sweetest. He definitely had a light to him. They just felt good around him. He was a miracle, to be honest, to be quite honest. He was a miracle. And I don't say that like I'm being braggadocious or anything. But he was my miracle. And I would never have it any other way, ever. What's funny is I always wanted a boy. If I had kids, I always wanted a boy. I ended up with 2 beautiful boys. One on one spectrum, one on the other. I mean, total difference. I mean, disabilities, perfection. Sorry, but I think my kid's pretty freaking perfect now, as the second child, older or younger, sorry. I get all confused. I get excited when I talk about both of my boys in different ways. But anyways, I remember wanting to name my firstborn Jonathan James. I don't care. That was the name. I don't care who said, no, we're not going with that name, blah, blah, blah. That was the name that I was choosing. And lo and behold, what does the name Jonathan mean? A gift from God. How perfect. So, yeah, I mean, who am I? Who am I to complain? Who am I? Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for my struggles. They were lessons learned. Oh my gosh, my heart is so full with everything I've endured. So, once again, we were young, just getting started. Nobody knew anything about these disabilities. They were new. And hmm, whew, pretty much we were told, take our chance. Take our chance and see how it goes and come back in about a year if you feel he's doing better. And this was Children's Hospital San Diego, okay? Hmm. 7 months old. He is 7 months old. He's doing okay. You know, we're getting uh, some help here and there. There's different programs, and they're giving him checkups, and they're thinking, well, maybe, you know, he's still totally dependent, bed bound. I have to, you know, maneuver him everywhere. Kind of making noises, but not really. Um, but he wasn't gone, and it was way past the 2 weeks time that we were given. So I called, made an appointment with a neurologist, and we took him in. They knew who he was. They were probably a little bit taken aback because here I was, this young girl, uh, wanting to see what else could be done, because the talk of putting in a shunt, which would be placed, which would be placed here, and it would help alleviate and drain the fluid from his brain. Um, and when I tell you that, I could show you x-rays, and that's another time. But his brain was swollen. Um, all you could see was pockets, just pockets all over of fluid. Um, I don't know how, but he had enough life in him to function somewhat, and whatever part of his brain allowed him to continue in the state he was in. Oh, it's unexplainable. And at the time, I thought, my God, is this the only child in the world like this? In California, nobody had answers. They would do spinal tap procedures where they would test the fluid. No answers. They would have specialists come in from all over the world. No answers. Nobody can give us an answer as to why or how he was still with us. There's no explanation. There's no explanation in the books, in the medical books, history books, on his issues. This is unknown, is what I would be told. This is unknown to us. We read about it in the medical textbooks. We're told there's a chance you might come across something like this with someone, but they rarely do, if ever. I'm sorry, but can you explain that to me? Because mind blown. I mean, mind blown. It's too much. It's a lot. It's a lot. But Oh my gosh. Sorry, I felt like I was like too close in your face. But yeah, that's a lot. So anyway, just remembering sitting in that office with my son and with the doctor looking at him and looking at me with no answers. And all he could say was, it doesn't look like he's improving. Uh, he's still with us. It's been over 2 weeks. We have him in programs that could possibly help in some way, but you can't help us? You can't help us. There's nothing you can do? Wow. I was speechless. You want to know the funny part? We weren't rich at all. We barely had 2 nickels to rub together when we first got, married and found a place and everything. On my way out, there was a brief, you know, you have a bill moment. And you owe us. You owe us, I believe it was $59 that you never paid. What? Are you kidding me? I come here with my son asking for anything to be done. And I owe you $59? Wow. Whew, that was a doozy. That was a doozy I'll never forget. But yeah. Wow. So I'm not kidding you. The next day, we took him to Loma Linda Medical Center in Loma Linda University, California. They took him in. They took him in as quickly as I brought him there. They said, this is the risk. He might not survive, but he might with a lot of complications. Okay. I'm like, I have nothing to lose. I have to try to save him, give him some sort of a better life, because pretty much being in a vegetable state was not working. Okay, that's no life for anyone. So it took a while. They took him in. They were going to put the shunt in. They knew the risk. They took the risk. They took the risk and it worked. It worked. It worked. It didn't cure him. He still was left with a lot of things to deal with. So was I and my husband. But they took the chance and put in that shunt. I was ever so grateful. There's doctors, and then there's doctors that you stumble upon that are 100% for the patient and the parents. Phew. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. It took some time for him to be able to come home. Whew. That was a big day. That was a big day for us. Anyway, that's all the time I got. See you later. Thanks for stopping by and again, letting me take up some of your time with mine. Love you guys.